What's up, everyone? Hey, this is Coach Pat from Fitness Quest 10 along with Coach Jesse. We are here to give you your next on the tape tip, and that is all about stretching for hockey players. And stretching is one of those things that we just don't do enough of. We always think it's really boring and it's just not that fun to do, but it's one of the most important things we can do. And I want to keep in mind that there are two different types of stretching. There is active stretching for mobility or movement, and there is passive stretching for flexibility to increase your range of motion. We do want both. And we're going to go through a quick little drill that you can do, and you can add this to your post-workouts. You can add this anytime you want, but just keep in mind that you can never be more mobile than you are flexible. In other words, if you're just tight, you're not going to be able to move well enough on the ice, off the ice. So we want to increase our range of motion, and we do that through our static stretching. We're going to show both passive and active stretches that you can do. And these are sort of the top 5. If you could choose 5 stretches you could do, these are the 5. So when do you do this? Well, in order to get the best benefit, you want to be able to do this when the body's warm. So immediately post-workout is the ideal time. Immediately post-skate, immediately post-drills that you do on the ice or off the ice. And if that is not the time when you can get your stretching in, another good time to do this would be in the evening. The body's cooling down, so get a hot bath, hot shower. You want to be warm, like I said before, so make sure your body temperature is slightly up. If you can't get the hot shower, hot bath, jog in place a little bit, light sweat, and then start your stretching. So Jesse's going to run you through a real quick routine. There are 5 key stretches you can get, and take it away, Jesse.
All right, guys, like Pat said, these are going to be 5 stretches. For the bare minimum, you're going to want to do these stretches at 30 seconds. Ideally, though, to get the most benefit from these stretches, hold up to 2 minutes per stretch. You're only going to need a few things. I have a hockey stick right here. You can use a hockey stick or a broom handle, some sort of a dowel, and then either an exercise band or a rope. All right, so your first stretch is going to be a hurdler stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on down to the floor. I'm going to bring one foot in towards my groin, my other leg's out straight. I'm going to reach towards my calf, my ankle, or my toe. If I can't reach out to my foot, it's fine to grab onto your calf, but a way to enhance the stretch is to take your rope or a band, loop it around your foot. You're just going to gently pull yourself into the stretch. When you're here, be mindful of your opposite knee. Try not to let it come too far up off the ground. Think of slightly applying a little bit of pressure and push that knee towards the ground. Now, as I'm floating into this stretch, I'm thinking of keeping my back nice and straight. So there should be a line from your head down to your tailbone. I'm not rounding over through my back. And from here, I'm going to bring my chest over my quad until I feel a nice, good pull on the back side of my leg and this hamstring. As you're here on each of these stretches, think of breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. I tell my athletes to inhale for a 3 count, exhale for a 5 count. When you exhale, that's your body telling your muscles to relax. The money is in the exhale on each of these stretches. So big inhale through your nose and then exhale. Let's just say that was 2 minutes there. I'm going to switch legs, perform the same stretch on the opposite side. So that is exercise or stretch number 1, the hurdler stretch. Stretch number 2 is a 90-90 posterior hip stretch. So the 90-90 position looks like this. I'm going to have my front leg, so my knees bent at 90. My front foot is in line with my back knee, and my back leg is right at 90 degrees. From another angle, it looks like this. So you can see my back leg is at 90. This knee's in line with my front foot, and then this knee's at 90 degrees. Now from here, I'm going to bring my chest down towards my shin. Again, my spine is nice and long. I'm trying to keep my back nice and straight. I'm thinking of pushing my belly button towards my shin. Now from here, when I feel a nice deep stretch, I'm going to inhale for a 3 count, and then exhale for a 5 count. On each exhale, if you can, try to come in a little bit deeper into that stretch. Now notice I'm not over my knee this way. I'm thinking of trying to pull my chest down towards my shin And that's going to stretch the posterior side of my hip. When we skate, our legs are constantly going into abduction, meaning our leg going off to the side. So it's very, very common for hockey players to have tightness on the posterior side of their hips. So the 90-90 stretch with posterior hip emphasis there is very, very important for you guys to perform. After that, we're going to go into a half kneeling hip flexor stretch with a pec stretch on top of that. So what you're going to do here is you're going to come down to a half kneeling position. So my knees at 90 underneath my hip, my front leg's at 90. I'm going to take my hockey stick. So if my left leg's forward, my left hand's going to be on top of the stick. Now from here, I'm going to push my hips forward and down. Once I get to my end range, I'm going to use my bottom hand to leverage my top hand back rotationally as far as I can. Now from here, I'm pushing my hips forward and down. I'm stretching out from my hip all the way through my opposite chest muscle. Now same actions apply here. Inhale for a 3 count, exhale for 5, and on each exhale, try to come deeper and deeper into that stretch. Now from skating, hockey players are constantly in this hunched forward position and they have rounded shoulders. So constant tension on hip flexors and chest is on from skating. This is a good stretch to undo that and create a little bit more laxity in your muscles so that you can have better posture and you won't lead to any chronic hip flexor strains. So that's exercise number 3, half kneeling hip flexor and opposite pec stretch. Exercise number 4 is going to be lateral adductor mobilization. So what you're going to do here is you're going to come from this half kneeling position, point your toe 90 degrees off to the side. From here, this heel is going to be in line with your knee. You're going to push your hips towards that front knee. Hips are square forward, shoulders are square forward. Now from here, when you find your end range, you're going to rotate your chest towards your down knee and then bend towards your back elbow. And what that's going to do is mobilize your upper back. And this is a money stretch right here, Pat. This one feels really good. I'm stretching out my groin, my hips, and then I feel a little bit of a stretch in my upper back as I rotate and bend towards my back elbow. All right, so that's exercise number 4, lateral half kneeling hip flexor mobilization with a little T-spine rotation. And then finally, your last stretch is a hockey rocker with a lat stretch. So you're going to come down, hands and knees on the ground. Your knees are going to be out as wide as you can with your heels nearly touching. From here, you're going to push your butt back towards your heels. Reach your arms out as far as you can in front of you. Bring your forehead to the ground, and you're going to walk your hands to the left as far as you can. You're going to hold this stretch from anywhere between 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Here, you're stretching out your groin all the way through your lat. Now, you can watch from a different angle. If I'm facing you this way, knees are out nice and wide. My heels behind me are nearly touching. I'm going to push my hips back towards my heels, walk my hands out as far as I can. Forehead comes to the ground, and I'm going to walk my hands to the side as far as I can. I feel a tremendous stretch all the way from my lats down to my groin. Okay? Now, these 5 stretches are money for all you hockey players. From repetitive motion of skating on the ice, you're going to have certain muscle imbalances and tightnesses in areas that maybe other athletes wouldn't have. And these stretches that we came up with are going to help keep your body at maximum performance so that you don't lead to any chronic injuries. So those are my 5 stretches, Pat.
Awesome, Jesse. Thank you. And hopefully everyone starts their routines right now. Get started stretching, gain that mobility, gain that flexibility, and we'll see you on the ice soon.